We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again. This is a recording.
This all began when I was browsing Kijiji. Out of curiosity, I found the long-lost relationship section and stumbled upon this ad. It was a woman in Edmonton looking for her first love, Marshall P. Semitic, who posted over 1,000 views, and my curiosity got the best of me. So I reached out, and she replied. And we arranged for a phone call to happen. We talked for about half an hour, talking mostly about her search for Marshall, but occasionally we drifted off topic and we began to talk about our love of dogs, first loves, and we even shared a few laughs. This is that call. Her story begins in Edmonton, the 1970s. Deb met Marshall when she was only 16 years old. He was 19, but their age gap wasn't that big of a deal. Here's how they met.
We met at the ice rink in our community. My girlfriend, she lived on the opposite side, and I lived on the one side, and we met in the middle. And yeah, boys being boys, you know, when you're skating and a guy will skate really fast past you and throw on his brakes. And that's how we met. I think I might have called him a jerk. Spent, the next hour playing around on the ice rink. How many nights later, we met at the rink, and he invited me over, and I even remember what I was wearing. I remember the living room. I remember everything. We could sit and watch TV and be quite comfortable and close. He didn't seem to mind that I couldn't go to the bar. I was too young. He didn't seem to mind sitting at my girlfriend's house because we weren't allowed to go to the bar. He could have both worlds. He could have his, but he didn't mind coming into mine. We never had that problem.
And while talking to Deb about what she and Marshall used to do, she also just reminisced about her past in general as well.
Oh, going to the drive-in shows. That was awesome. You don't go to drive-ins anymore. Oh, we used to go to A&W a lot. Back when they still came out to your car.
And although their relationship was great and full of fun times, like most relationships, it wasn't perfect. In fact, at one point, Deb and Marshall had briefly split up.
He came into the drugstore where he knew I worked, and I honestly almost fainted. I just had to look at him, and I was like, just puddled. There was just something about him. But now I'm smarter because I'm older, and he came in because he missed me too.
After their split, they got back together, and Marshall even proposed. But after 5 years together, Deb broke off their engagement.
Didn't end well with us. Just turned 21, and I wanted more. I wanted to travel. I wanted more, and that was it. I just hand him his ring back, and I just didn't want to be tied down. And yet he wasn't the type to tie me down. It's just, you're young. You had to grow. I had to grow.
And the last time Deb ever saw Marshall was in the fall of 1978.
Just a couple of days after I handed my engagement ring back to him, he came by my house. And honest, you wouldn't believe, in the 15 blocks, I never ran into him again.
Deb posted her ad on Kijiji on March 1st, 2020. After 38 years of not speaking to or seeing Marshall, she decided to begin her search. She says that the idea to reach out came to her after her father passed away.
A parent dying is way different than a grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle. I didn't know that I certainly found that out. And it makes you examine your life. What you should have done, what you could have done, what you didn't do. And then when you get over the parent, you start thinking about other people and maybe where they are in their life and what could you have done different. I want to make peace with everything. And so then I thought, okay, I'll start at the beginning. After my dad passed, I said, I'm dreaming of the past. I'm dreaming of my old boyfriend and dad and other people. And I said, boy, that's freaking me out. They're so vivid. And they say when you dream about the past, it's your subconscious bringing up happier times so that you can handle what you're going through in your present. That's what I was told, and I went, oh my God, that makes perfect sense.
And despite not knowing exactly where or how Marshall's doing, Deb does have a rough idea.
I know he's had 2 kids last I talked to his sister, and I know he was married. She even said the names, and I just remember the one because I hate the name. I always hated the name. I was like, ew!
And all of this talk about Marshall's life without her, it made her wonder how different things may have been if they did stay together.
If we stayed together, there'd have been no kids, because, well, I don't have any, and I ended up diagnosed with MS, and it would have been a totally different life path. Things happen for a reason. I firmly believe that.
And with all these memories and things in the past, Deb had no hard feelings. In fact, she only had good things to say about him.
In my mind now, he's just one of the most awesome partners I've ever had. I'm in my 60s now, so over 50 years. Oh, just I can't do the math. 40 years, more or less. Yeah, he's one of the best I've known.
Deb looks for Marshall not to rekindle a flame or to even talk, but to just see how he's doing and how life has treated him.
I hope it all worked out. And I want him to know it worked out for him. Unless, of course, it was absolute hell, then I can't be held responsible. So I'm hoping his journey after me took him to a very content place in his world. Like, his kids were good and he was proud of them, and there was love in his home, I'm hoping. And it'd be sad for me to know it didn't get happy for him. Oh, now I'm all sad.
Oh, no.
Okay, I got the whole day to get over it.
Oh man, that was not the intention of this call. And Deb's right. It is sad to have loved and lost someone and to have shared so many memories together just to become strangers again. But as said by Alfred Lord Tennyson, it is better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all.